Justice at Large, leaving our listeners thinking and saying, Lori G.
YikesRadio.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, those are the sultry sounds of my mentor, the Mr. Kevin Nash. Mr. Kevin Nash is the owner of this proprietorship here at Accelerated Radio, Black History Month. And I always like to give a very special shout out to my mentor, because if it were not for his brainchild here at Accelerated Radio, it would be impossible for me to do what I so love to do here on Saturday nights, ladies and gentlemen. And then I give very, very, very gracious love and respect to my amazing sister, a.k.a. Lori G, the benefactor. How are you tonight, sissy?
I am doing well, very well.
Yes, you are, my beautiful queen. So thank you so much, because Lori is also the president of Gingy Productions, an entertainment company which keeps the engines running here on the Poetry of Justice show. So thank you for all that you do. And then I give a very special shout out to more of our sponsorships, and that is G Babies Catering LLC, ladies and gentlemen. He is Chef Mac, most notably on Instagram, ladies and gentlemen, at GBABBs IES LLC, ladies and gentlemen. Again, Chef Mac with G Babies Catering. I want you to check him out. That's my nephew, ladies and gentlemen. So I do appreciate that. And then I'd like to give a very special shout out to who I call around these parts the legendary Lord Rocker, ladies and gentlemen. He's in the house tonight acting all shy, but you know what? He also is the engine runner behind Star and Crescent Castings, ladies and gentlemen. So I want you to make sure you can check him out on Instagram as well. So you got two folds. You got A at Lord Rocker as well as at Star and Crescent Castings, ladies and gentlemen. And then who we call around these parts the Man of Steel. I'm going to give a very special shout out to WMPJ Steelworks as well as APS Muscle Cars. So you want to check him out, apsmusclecars.com. Check out Memo, MEMO. And that's us, ladies and gentlemen. That's our introduction here on the Poetry of Justice show. How's everybody doing tonight?
Very well.
Good. How are you doing?
How you doing tonight, Miss Jada?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for being here, Queen. God bless you.
Thank you.
All right. And then, of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor and a treat. This is family, and it's like royalty.
Exactly.
It is royalty, not like. It is royalty. Always to have in the house King Huso Manza.
I appreciate that.
How are you tonight, sir?
I appreciate that. I'm doing well. I'm happy to be here, present with all of you, and then present with myself.
I respect that. Thank you. So, and so, Lori's Black History. Well, Lori G, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
You doing good?
Definitely well.
I'm going to try to just step in the waters a little bit. I'm thinking about, Lori, remember it was little kids when I had to take mommy put us in. You already knew where I was going with this, right? It didn't go very well for her. I was a guppy for life, like low-key. I never passed, like there was like a guppy stage, and then you graduate. If you took this one particular... I thought it was something traumatizing that they was making children do, but you had to like jump off this huge, huge diving board. And in order to pass the test to go on to be a goldfish, you had to do that. Remember that, Lori?
I remember.
I did. I was the biggest disappointment to my mother. I don't think she spoke to me. For about 2 weeks, I did not do. I was like, man, this is... I am not about to jump in here. I remember it was a little girl. Why not, Lori? About 4 or 5 years old. So see, now I'm gonna just go ahead and jump in the pool.
There you go.
And I'm gonna ascertain what type of energy do we have with the Lord Rocker tonight. How are you doing, Lord?
Doing great. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Let me put my headphones on real quick. I'm over here working.
Oh, he working, baby. Working,
Yeah,
baby.
I'm working.
I know, but I'm just saying, in the meantime and in between time, you
Yes.
gonna kick it with us tonight a little bit?
Absolutely. I'm here. I'm in the building.
Okay, I just want to know this, Lord Rocker. Then I want to just say a good evening to Rashid. Just good evening. How are you tonight, Rashid? Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am doing just fine. Just multitasking over here, just making sure everything is.
But busy right now. Well, we have a good time going on. That means we be working, baby. Think about Michael Jackson. Got me working day and night.
Day and night. Absolutely. And I forgot to announce to our guests that you can have your fans, friends, family follow you and see you live on YouTube at the POJ Show.
Okay, beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful.
POJ Show.
I don't know what's going on. Look, oh, it's on me, huh?
It is on you.
Well, girl, I don't know what
You're
guys...
going to jump in the pool.
I did with Laura Rocker. And I'm out of the pool.
Oh,
I
okay.
did, but I
Okay.
No, I just thought you would. I didn't want to jump in your toes at
No,
all. So this is a Black History Month, everybody.
is.
Yeah, and we're black,
Yes.
so we need to talk about this Black history. Lord Rocker, what comes to mind when you think of Black history?
Month. We need more than a month.
There
That's
you
what
go.
comes to mind.
And not the shortest month out of the 12.
Exactly that part. So still, they give us lemons and we make lemonade. So we'll
Remember
take
that?
what we can get.
I do.
And I'm proud of this month, and I love Black History Month. What comes to mind is legacy, strength, power, continuation.
Okay.
Again, continuation, because it doesn't stop. We are still making history today.
I know.
So I think that's all our jobs. Us as young people, we're standing on the shoulders of those who came before us. So, I also want to talk about Whoopi Goldberg and what happened with her, how she got canceled. You know what I'm saying? Because there's Meg or who? Oh no, what's the the brother who got shot in front of his house? I should know this is Black History Month.
Like which one?
Which one?
I know this.
Medgar Evers.
one?
Medgar Evers.
Medgar,
Medgar
okay.
Evers.
Medgar Evers.
Right. So, earlier, a couple hours ago, I was thinking like, man, they're probably still upset about Anne Frank, but I'm still upset over Medgar Evers, and I'm gonna be on that forever. Those words came to my mind because I was like, yo, we still dealing with that trauma, and it's still going on to this day. We still being killed and hung and dealing with them things. So, I just want those other people to understand we got feelings too. And you know what I'm saying? And we're dealing with our own trauma. So y'all tripping about her saying that it wasn't racist, that the Holocaust wasn't racist. Like, come on, man. We all know it wasn't racist, but they run the entertainment world and they can pull you whenever they decide to. So we just got to be mindful of that, and also we need to have our own networks where nobody won't pull us off. I'm sorry, I'm talking too much.
Absolutely
We're
not.
having a
No.
conversation.
Yeah, no, you was dropping all.
Yeah, you're dropping gems.
Yeah,
Let's do it. That's the point
Yeah.
of the show, Lord Rocker. What are you kidding right now?
yeah. I'm sorry. I just can get
King Lord Rocker, right?
Yeah, I can
Okay.
get a little long-winded sometimes because I'm so passionate about that, man. That's real.
As
man.
you
So,
should.
Yeah, so
As
you
if-
know,
right.
this is going on right now. We're getting canceled right now, like as if we don't have any history of ours that matters. It's so sad. Like I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it, and I'm tired of people canceling us that ain't in our culture. We need to start canceling some people as well. So that's where I'm at. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Jada, what do you think is this when you listen to those words of Lord Rocker? Where do your mind go?
I just think that, we should uplift each other, stop, putting hate into people's minds, let people, have their own opinion, and, be who you want to be and not be like an image of someone. So
I think also, too, in the case of Whoopi Goldberg, she has been an advocate and an ally for the Jewish community, and everyone is aware of that journey, right? And so I think people understood the point she was trying to make, that Judaism is a religion, it's not a racial identity, right? But oh my goodness, we live in a climate that one thing can completely change. It's misconstrued, it's taken out of context, and they are swift to discipline, in my opinion,
Absolutely.
people who are not of the majority race. I mean, they're so. Look how long with the whole Spotify issue, right? That went on forever, right? About the whole vaccination and pulling things, but they pulled Whoopi right away,
Right.
right away. So.
with no hesitation.
Yeah, but there we go. It's an ethnic what? Religion. And that's what I heard her say, is that it's a religion, right? I understand that people recognize it ethnically, right? But I don't know, by the definitions that have been established for this land, is it a racial identity? Can you check Jewish on a box?
On a box.
No, you can't.
Application.
But, yeah.
That's a good point.
I mean, none of the applications I ever filled out.
I think it just depends on how they want to designate it, where you're at. But it really every time something like this happens, whether it's Whoopi Goldberg, Nick Cannon, or who else, it's just another reminder of who's like actually in charge. And it's just just a wake up call for Black America to let you know, like, it's real out here. So we need to link up with one another and create our own, like this, what we're doing right now, pretty much like what we're doing right now. We have to really put all of our efforts and resources towards creating our own platforms and upholding our own platforms, legitimizing our own platforms, so that we can speak freely and not have to worry about another demographic, controlling us and telling us how we got to talk and how we got to live and how we got to be. Like, they had Nick Cannon writing book reports. He was a grown man. Like, so yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Yes.
Wow. Are you serious right now?
Yeah, they had him writing
Like
book
a
reports.
standards kind of a situation?
Yeah,
like
you
fix
don't
yourself?
you don't know enough about us, so you gotta read and then write a paper about, like, you feel me, like.
Okay.
But were we not the race of people that wasn't allowed to read?
Yeah, like it goes deep, but like, to take it back to, I guess, Black History Month, I have like a really dualistic sentiment towards Black History Month. On one end, obviously I'm Black, so I love like just learning more and people focusing more on Black people and Black culture. But at the same time, like Rocket said earlier, first off, a month isn't long enough, and then typically when they do speak about like Black history, they only do it within the spectrum of like from slavery till now. They rarely ever go back beyond slavery, and the majority of our history is before slavery. Like, the majority of us, like, is beyond slavery. Like, the large majority, like this section of our history is probably the smallest part of our history.
Absolutely. And then BET don't help when they showing Baby Boy, Menace to Society,
or another
on
slave
TV, another
movie, or
slave
something
movie.
like that.
Come
Yeah.
on,
ATL.
ATL.
Yeah.
Nigga, see, that's not Black history. You know what I'm saying? So
Here, Lil Rocket, see? Case in point. Case in
another
point.
thing, it's sad, but it's on us to change it. That's it.
And it's on us to support it too, because we support things when we want to,
Right.
not because we have to.
Right.
That's very true. Very good point. Definitely.
Well, it looked like we have our work cut out for us.
We do. We do.
I think we do a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is beautiful. This is
Thank you
beautiful.
so much. So
Absolutely.
much. So it is. Go ahead.
And I was just going to say, I was at a Black History Month program last week, and the program was centered around this theme, which was called the celebration of Black joy and what that means to you. And that really landed on me profoundly, to begin to think about the definition of Black joy, right? And I just wonder how you feel about that here on the panel. When you hear Black joy, what takes hold inside of you, or where does your mind go?
For me, Black joy goes to like success. Like, anytime we accomplish something, like things that we haven't accomplished before, that's where my mind goes when I hear Black joy. So let's just say a brother opens up his own barbershop / restaurant with some things you've never seen before. That's joy. That's beautiful. Sisters starting their own businesses, things like that. Anything where we're upgrading and having things we never had before, that's what comes to mind when I think about Black joy. Success, continuation, continuing to be great, and breaking barriers.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Queen Janet?
Black joy to me is just, seeing, different people have different skills. Like, we have the hairstylists, we have the skincare people, just people that venture out into doing things and not, supporting other companies that don't know anything about us and our skin and our bodies. So Black joy to me is just, learning about, who you are and your culture and your, that's Black joy to me. Just learning about yourself.
Yeah, I had to think about that. Black joy to me is just being happy and being content with just being Black and being your Black self. I feel like so much of the Black experience in America has been through the filter of racism and just everything that has come with racism. That for a large portion of time, Black people weren't prideful in being black. In fact, they were made to feel inferior for being black. So for me, black joy is just understanding that, you know, we are a great people, independent of just anything. You feel me? Just independent of everything, just innately a great people. So, you know, just be happy in the fact that you are part of, you know, a great people. Whether, you know, whatever you're doing, just have pride and be joyful in the fact that you are part of a great people.
Absolutely. What about you, Sissy?
What about me? Okay, I was actually too busy working. I don't know the question. Hey, Sean Vintage is here, guys.
Hi,
hey, Sean. How you going? Lloyd Nettie's here tonight too.
Hey, Nettie, how are you? Thanks for
Having a good
listening.
time. I know. Okay, so I'm sorry.
So when you hear the phrase "Black Joy," that was the theme of a Black History Month program I went to.
Okay.
And it landed on me very profoundly. So I'm just interested in sharing what other people think about when you hear Black Joy.
Okay, what I think about, honest to goodness gracious, is us. And when I say us, I think about the Poetry of Justice show, right? I think about it because of it brings me joy, right? And the only reason why is multicultural. It's not just black, right? It's not just black joy. But even if we were doing a show on pink joy or white joy or yellow joy, I'm going to pick the Poetry of Justice show right now because of what we do, Lord G. You know what I mean? How many people we bring together and the love. Because I think at the end of the day, it's about love. You see what I'm saying? For me and for us and who we are and what we do here. Everybody loves to come back and everybody loves us. And that's joy to me. And I'm associating it with black, and I'm going to say right now only mostly because of where we come from.
Yeah.
And at the time I come from the city of Compton, where I was born. I was born in San Pedro. Woo-hoo, Pedro. I was born in San Pedro, Lord to San Pedro Memorial Hospital, and then from there we went to the city of Compton. We were little girls, and that's where we grew up. And so when I think about joy, it's a joy to be able to be a role model to other black girls from the city of Compton, because so many people had stereotyped the city that was such a horrible place during my era when I was coming up in, you know, high school and stuff like that. But that was some real deal Holyfield things that we went through. And as you look as an adult at my age now, I'm not going to tell nobody because my mama get mad if I tell people how old I am, is that when I look back, but you can figure it out. I was in high school in the 80s. So the mid 80s when crack was like for real deal Holyfield on the streets big time. You know what I'm saying? Changing, transforming like young guys that I've been knowing since before kindergarten. Since I was like 3 years old, like, cause like my mom, Lori's like a few years older than me. Lori was always like 3 years older than me. So Lori's in a particular grade, but I'm still at the school with my mom and my sister because my mother always worked at whatever school Lori was at. My mom always worked there. But at the end of the day, people I've been knowing since I was like 3 years old, all of a sudden they got all this money. I'm like 16, 17 years old we are at this time. I'm like, where? It's like, you know what I mean, on the real deal. I'm like, I've been knowing you your whole life. Where are you
They
getting?
found it on Golden.
Yes, we let her do about on Golden, ladies and gentlemen, across the street from the Compton Swap Meet. But just keep it out over there. It was like, hot. Lord, you telling too much of yourself right now. Just saying.
It's on
But at
Golden.
the end of the day, to be able to have made it through that, to so many of my friends that didn't make it, or the ones that did end up getting incarcerated and doing 20, 30, 40 years, you know, incarceration for everything that was associated. And then we've been blessed. I think about, for instance, Chico Brown. Lloyd Rocca is coming to mind, all the transformations of his life, and Free Ray Rick and his association with crack and bringing all of that into the city. And for us to have been able to talk to those people, but most importantly, just to give, I think about Jesus Christ of Nazareth, and they would always ask, can anything good come out of Nazareth? You know, King Lord.
Absolutely.
Same thing. What good comes out of Compton, right? Where you, not the drugs when we look at now, Snowfall, right? And Chico gets so excited about it, respectfully. God bless Chico Brown. Is, as he said, the real Snowfall. Okay, they didn't first hit in Compton, okay, but it came straight into the hood, to the inner city, and then it just like everything else, it just came from L.A. to Watts to Compton and on to the break of dawn. To know that that was a plan,
Right.
a strategic plan, and now that's proven. by the United States government. This is something, no theories no more that Maxine Waters is tripping, how they go, Auntie Maxine on one. No, Auntie Maxine ain't tripping. This is the real deal that occurred, right? So to know that people made it out of there, you know what I'm saying? To look at the Dr. Dre's, and I know Dre done had a lot with the beatings and the women and the abuse, and you know how I feel about abuse, and it's, you know, guys all know how I feel about it. But my point is, he did something. He did something I know that sparked me, and it to me that's legacy. Like you said, it's greatness. It's taking the next generation to a new level, and those types of things. Is I just always want to be the best, and I just want to be one of the. When people think about the city of Compton and radio, I want the first thing to pop in their head is Jackie Ray. Boom, Jackie Ray, Lori Ray. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? They're doing something beautiful out that city. So yeah, something beautiful can come out of the city of Compton. You know what I mean? So Lori, that's the black joy for me. Every Saturday night right here is a Spizzot.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
We're gonna tune out.
You know, while you were talking, this question came to mind is for you, both Lori and Jackie, is how do you survive Compton?
Michelet. Remember that story, the Michelet story? How do you survive? Surviving Compton.
Oh, that's what.
Did you see that?
No, I didn't
Surviving
see it.
Compton, the
I didn't
Michelet
see it.
story. Lori,
Oh, how did I?
Yes, how did you?
That's
On gold.
rhetorical. No. You know, I attribute surviving Compton to my parents, right? Because I never experienced Compton through the eyes that I guess people outside of Compton experienced it, right? It was no different than living any other urban place, right? But our parents kept us active, and our parents said, hey, there's a left road and there's a right road, right? And you got to make a decision. I can't make that decision for you. I can encourage to steer which way you need to be, right? But they held us accountable for our actions. They kept us engaged, and they instilled in us a sense of community. I mean, our house was the house where everyone came. If you were hungry, you go to Miss Ray's house, right? If you had some issues, you were hurt, go to Miss Ray's house, right? You know, it was wherever it was. And so I didn't know that negativity that centered around Compton while I was growing up. You know,
When you saying that, it kind of reminds me of the story of Venus and Serena, and you know, they had a strong father and mother. So is that the method, strong parenthood, to get it out of there?
I think it is. I mean, I think that's one pathway, right? Is that, and I don't know if that's just a Compton thing, Lord Rocker, or if that's a human thing, right? I think if parents or guardians or role models pour into young people, and you've shown this by having your role models come to the show, that you're valuable, that you're worthy, right? And that you have a purpose. I think people feel loved and inspired, and there's nothing that you can't do. You know, I know like for me, everyone poured into me. And so there was never a question. Now, I have another question for the panel later, but there was a moment that I realized, you know, I don't know. I began to doubt who I was once I left outside of Compton. And that's where I think some of our problems kind of began. But I do think that if you have people that pour into you, right, then it makes a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think of your story, the Venus and Serena story, Kendrick Lamar's story. He had both his parents. So it's something about having your parents involved in your life, in which I hear a lot of young people nowadays complain about, like, my parents didn't teach me about credit, about money, about love, like about it. So a lot of mistakes are being made, and I'm sure a product of that. So, you know, yeah, that's real.
Yeah, and you know, we have a cousin. He's a year older than me, but we were raised like brothers and sisters. And he had two parents in the home. God bless his soul, Keith. And he chose another path, you know. And so I don't know. It's like he knew right from wrong and what he should be doing and what he shouldn't be doing. But a part of that, I think, being a black male in the city of Compton, was a lens that I didn't necessarily wear because in order to go from one territory to another territory, you needed affiliation, right? In order to be able to travel through those spaces. So, yeah.
Yeah, and that raises a question for Who's Samantha. How did you navigate through South Central LA? Like, what do you attest that to?
Carefully, I don't know. Like, for myself, I can't really say. Like, I felt like even as a child, I always knew to stay away from trouble, and I kind of always knew like the ledge. Like, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I stepped a little bit over the ledge, but I feel like I always saw clear as day, like what path a certain activity was going to lead me down, and to kind of like, even though I was familiar with it, just not to involve myself in it like that. And so, I'm pretty much a loner, you feel me? So I've always kind of like stayed to myself. Really, like I was cool with everybody, but I was just always to myself, honestly.
Right.
And I feel like that probably preserved me more than anything, because you are who you hang around. So if I'm just kind of kicking it with myself, then it's just gonna be that.
Right. Did that bring you any fights? Usually they like to pick on people who like to chip out themselves.
I mean, there was a couple of fights, but it wasn't nothing too crazy. Because like I said, I know how to navigate. So even though I'm to myself, I'm still like, I play sports, like, I rap, so it's like I'm still social with people, so they know, they kind of get a feel for me, and it's like, not that I'm super tough or nothing like that, but I'm just cool. So you feel me? Everything just kind of went the way it was supposed to go. I feel like still got shot though, but it is what it is. Yeah.
Jada, where'd you grow up?
I grew up in South Central.
Yes. So how was navigating that terrain for you?
For me, it was different. My parents, they were together until like I was 3-4 years old, and then they separated, but that didn't stop them from being on me, because my dad and my mom both grew up in the streets, and I'm like the sweet young girl, and they know I could get taken advantage of by anybody, so they always just stayed on me and wanted me to do the school route, even though I didn't like school, but school is the only way for you to make it in the world. So yeah, I just tried to keep good people around me, and I seen a lot of girls my age take a different route, like they're having families now and raising children by their own selves, and yeah, I just I take it day by day, and I just know like things will get better when you pray about it. I speak to God, I talk to God often, tell him I'm confused about my life, but things can be worse, so just guide me in the right way, and
yeah, it's true. Absolutely.
I'm sorry, go ahead, sister.
Oh no, I was just commenting. That's true. I think it's important to have a spiritual base, right? To recognize there's something bigger than yourself, right? And I think that helps grounds us, and it creates limits for us, right? As we try to navigate the terrain of any inner city.
It's pretty tough, isn't it?
Yeah.
It can be. It can be.
So a question for the women on the panel: How has your relationship with your mother impacted your life? Because you see a lot of that's always came to mind. Like the young men never grew up with their fathers in their life, so you can see the excuses. Like I understand that, what I'm saying. But sometimes you have girls who have their mother in their life, and sometimes they choose other routes, or it's difficult to bond with your mom. I know stories of women rebelling against their mom. So what is that like? What is that world like, and how important is that to have a relationship with your mother?
What do you think, Jada?
Okay, so for me, I beef with my mom sometimes. I'm a Cancer, she's a Capricorn, so Cancer is a Capricorn, we kind of clash. So sometimes I want to do my own thing, but she has a whole other idea of what she should do for me, and I'm just like, let me be an adult, let me make my own mistakes, and then if I mess up, I still got you as a backbone, and be like, hey, help me fix this problem. So my mom, she's like real hard on me, and my mom's real hard on me. She's like, she used to be like a bully to me, but she only doing that because the world is so evil. So But I just know that I have her as a backbone because, you know, she is my mom, my only mom. So, yeah, I have a great relationship with her. It's just, you know, sometimes I want to do my own thing sometimes.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's part of the discovery process,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
Yeah. I have a 23-year-old, and she calls it "I'm adulting." So I guess that's
That's
part
what
of,
I say to her.
That's part of adulting. Right?
Right, because you two have daughters as well. So you know that. How was that dynamic between y'all? Is it any different from the relationship which y'all have with your mothers, or is it the same?
Go ahead.
You go.
No.
I'm gonna say different. I'm different, way different. My mom's very strict,
Very strict.
Yeah.
which attributes to who we are.
Absolutely.
You know.
I mean, I think you talked about surviving Compton, right?
Mhm.
I think being
'cause your
that
ass
strict,
was never
I
going
was
anywhere.
I wasn't
If
gonna
you
get
weren't
caught
going
up
to
because
school,
I
if you
wasn't
wasn't
there.
going to cheer practice or something associated with school, we weren't going.
Mm.
And people would be like, "Oh, that's where those pretty girls live. Oh, that's where the pretty girls live."
The homie ones that can't come
The ones that
outside.
never go outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I mean,
or
you know, and I
we
get it
go
now
out
on the
like
other side.
we chaperoned by
Yeah.
our dad.
And Keith,
And
right?
yeah, then my dad, like Loki, almost for real got us like a little bodyguard with Papa.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
But I think the difference with, I mean, my mom, the one thing that I think we do different with our girls is we try to create that open communication, right? So I think my mom's was from a generation where, you know, there was just a lot of things that you didn't talk about, right? You just didn't talk about them. And so we grew up that way, knowing those social norms about areas that you just didn't go into. And I think my mom instilled in both of us this spirit of fear. You know, we can talk about whether or not that's good or bad or whatever, but I mean, my mom as a grown woman, she could just give me a look and I'd be like, I know I'm 35, I'm just gonna be quiet, you know, because she just sit down and be quiet. So it was that sense of fear. Hello, how are you? So I think that's different. My children, I don't believe fear me.
not at that level, huh?
Right. No, sometimes I wish they did. But no, so we have that level of open communication. And then I think also, too, my sister and I have created a village for our children where if it's something my daughters don't feel comfortable talking to me about, they can go to their auntie and talk to her about it, and vice versa.
I think that's super important. Like
Right.
we as black people, we don't really have a community like that. And so we just kind of out here like searching outside of ourselves and outside of people that genuinely care about us and genuinely love us to find our way through life. So having that village or having that community of people who like and who actually know you and want to see you grow in a positive direction is so important.
I think it is, you know, kind of pouring into them to say that we want you to succeed, you know. And I think also sharing knowledge. I think that was an important thing for us with our girls is that, you know, I was boy crazy growing up, you know, so I know all the tricks, all the everything. So I just was able to kick it real with my girls.
She created at least 6 chapters in the book of game. I mean, like,
I'm gonna have to get some notes. From
Exactly. I'm like, give you cliff notes, right?
Right.
But that was the thing I wanted to openly communicate with my girls about. You know, you ain't got to run game. If you like little boy W, that's fine. You know, let's just talk about how you gonna behave and control yourself and how you need to navigate that space.
Were y'all
So,
big on meeting their boyfriends and stuff like that? Was that like
yeah, that was. I mean, you know, when my girls were.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I was. You know, no serial killers are gonna take you out. That's not gonna happen.
That's real.
So yeah, but I wasn't one of those. I'm not gonna say her name, but it was a lady, one of my mother's friends, and she had 2 boys, and my mom had 2 girls, right? So we would all do things together and whatnot. And so when they began to date, the boys, they're all older than me. 1 year, then the other one's 2 years. So they started dating first. We had this thing you couldn't date until you were 16, right? She was just like all up in the business. Like she knew everything that they was doing, everything. right? And I wasn't like that I'm like, I don't need, there's some stuff I don't need to know now, definitely. But, I want to know where you are, what you're doing, that type of thing. But, something, not that, he talked to Bridget and I'm upset about that. And then she calling up Bridget, how could you do my son that way? And that's just too much.
Yeah,
no, I didn't get engaged at that level.
I thought you were gonna say something like I don't think he's big enough for you, baby.
I absolutely, unequivocally never had those conversations.
Have you ever disagreed with it? Have you ever disagreed though? Like, not him. Like, no. Have you had
Every
ever
time.
happened?
Like, you could do better, sweetheart. You know?
Right.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time. Currently, every time. No, I'm just
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Jada, how about you? Your mom
I've
ever been
been
like,
through
nah. he ain't
I
going?
keep my mom away from my love life.
Wow.
Right, Gina.
Yeah.
Now, how did you? What made you decide to do that? Did
Um.
something occur?
Yeah, something did occur.
Wow.
My heart got broken. It was, I thought he was ready to meet my parents, and so he wasn't ready.
Wow.
And it's okay. But
He clowned when he came to the house.
no, it was he didn't clown. It's just my parents. They were too hard on him. I guess it was just too much for him.
It
So,
happens like that.
yeah.
I know. I've run away a few my times.
and I think it's because like his family's not like that, so he probably wasn't used to it. So yeah.
Yeah, that's real. What I raised a question for the men on the panel is meeting a girl's parents important to you, or you got what do you stand on that? We'll go with this side. Welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you, brother. Pretty much, he just wasn't ready. That's all it was. I mean, because at the same time, like, if he gonna meet you and stuff like that, then at the same time, he gonna have to embrace everything that's coming to him, So he gonna have to step outside of his box, He gonna have to know more about you and like, oh, shoot, now he facing the challenge. So once he faces the challenge, he gonna run? Like, nah. So at the same time, your parents, like, at the same time, save you.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, I understand, like, in a sense, like, you could have been hard on him, but he should have been ready for that, so.
Man, folded like origami.
But is it okay if a man is not ready? Is that okay? Because sometimes people just ain't ready, so you don't want to force anything on them.
Well, so the best thing is just to know, like, what you want to do. Like, if you ain't ready, then you not ready. But don't pretend like you're ready.
That part.
Yeah.
I think that's the bad part,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Pretending,
You're pretending.
And then and that's when I say, like, shoot, didn't go up. When didn't go up and you just pretending out there, like, nah, you don't want to do that, because then you just hyped up, but you don't know what you're doing, So you got to know what you're doing. The moment you knock on that door, or the moment you be like, can I speak to? When you step it up to that level and you like, okay, you already did that. Now you got to go to the next level. So once he stepped at that door, can I, and he had to step it up a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Now, like, it's just gotta if you ready, you gonna know when you ready. When you say you ready, like I think like a lot of people pretend, and when you pretend like you're ready, or when you act like you're ready and you show that behavior, like, you're not just fooling yourself, you're fooling everybody. So then now you trying to catch up to who that person was. No, that person was you. You said that.
Yeah.
But you gotta catch up with them.
Right.
So now you don't know what you're doing.
Have you ever met someone's parents and it didn't work?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It goes
I ain't gonna
to
say
the-
I met
to
a lot
the
of
left, to the
parents,
right.
but I'm just saying, like, in the sense, yeah.
Yeah.
You met the parents and it just didn't work, in the sense, like, well, first of all, they gonna look at you, and then they gonna judge you already, and whoever got their little girl, they gonna be in trouble already. You already in trouble once you got their little girl. So when you got their little girl, it's just like, you're not just facing yourself, now you facing this man that's taking care of.
Your daughter, right?
Right.
What about you? So you're met somebody's parents and
Oh yeah, I'm the man that you bring to your parents. That you want to introduce me to your mom and dad. Yeah, I don't have a problem meeting parents if the relationship is going to that. But I definitely do it on my own terms. Like if I don't feel like I'm ready to meet parents, I'm not gonna meet parents. You understand? And then even when I do meet parents, like I get meeting parents is like a big thing. Like I hope they like me, but it's like, do I like your parents? Like, do I like?
Yeah.
It's like they weighing measuring me. I'm weighing measuring them. I'm just like I got some questions for y'all about why your daughter act like this. Like, like, do you deal with, like, how did you deal with this?
Right, turn it around.
Yeah.
You got to flip it. Control the narrative.
Yeah.
I think that's true, but here's a question for the table, right? So I think over time, right, women have gotten to the space, as you say, are you ready to meet my parents? Everybody doesn't get an opportunity to do that, right? But I think back in the olden days, everybody had to meet your parents because you wasn't going out with JoJo if they didn't meet your parents, right? And I'm of the mindset that, or here's a question. Do you think that's important to get feedback from other people about the sincerity of the person who's knocking on the door? Or is it better for you to just keep that person outside and make that decision all by yourself?
Nah, it's important. It's important. I feel like one of the main issues of like single parent households or fatherless households is that a lot of like women don't have like a role model to base off of, like what type of man should I be getting, or like what, like I can't tell if he likes me for me or if he likes me for other reasons. Is he lying? Is this a good man? Is this a committed man? Is this a dedicated man? Because you just don't, that reference is just out of, is gone. And then when the dude does come, there's not the protector there to like be able to see like, all right, that's not a good dude for my daughter, and like, you know, to really take his daughter and be like, look, that's not, you know, that's not the direction you're gonna move in. And then, you know, like we said earlier, like the community aspect of it, like you can extrapolate that over, like you got your brothers, your uncles, your grandfather, you know, you have like a solid group of men who care about this woman and making sure that she makes the right decision. Because, you know, if you make the wrong decision, it's going to throw you in a direction that you probably won't be able to come back from too easily.
And I'll say two things real quick. Most girls who I've known who told me about their abusive life, like relationships, all didn't have fathers in their home. So I remember my cousin got into it with her boyfriend, and I told her that, and I was young, I was like maybe like 15 years old, and I said the reason he acted out crazy like that, because he know he can do that and ain't no man gonna come and defend you or beat his ass. He know that, like I could do what I want, nobody gonna come save you.
My stepdad said that to my mom, like when they was breaking up.
So they know like nobody's gonna come at, but if there's some man present, a brother, a cousin, uncle, again, community, somebody, a male in the community to be like, yo, you touch this, it's your ass. It's going down. So that's what's important. I'm trying to be that for my nieces. You know, when they talk about, you know, they want to meet somebody, I tell my cousins and my sisters, I want to meet those dudes. For sure. So they'll know that you can't play with this one. So that's important. Second thing, meeting a parent backfired on me when I was young. Because when I got close to, I met her mom, she was real cool, you know what I'm saying? Then her mom really started liking me, buying me things, inviting me over.
Here's to you, Mrs. Robinson.
Yeah, she would invite me over, you know, without letting my girl know, you know, to come help her with the garage and stuff like that. So and I really liked this girl too. And one time she picked us up to go to the mall, and I guess my girl didn't brush her teeth that morning. So she's like, yo, I didn't brush your teeth and you didn't shower that in front of me. And I'm like, oh my God, like why is she embarrassing her in front of me? And I never seen that girl ever since after that. You know what I'm saying? Because she felt like, I mean, I just got embarrassed. Like, I don't want you around. You know, I don't brush my teeth some days. I don't want you to know that was too much, too soon.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Well, but that's an interesting dynamic with the mama.
I never talked. She never called me again. I never.
I probably wouldn't have done. Yeah, that's just. I don't know how you bounce back from that humiliation, right?
I mean,
that's a lot.
I was cool. What's so crazy was I wasn't even upset. I was like, she didn't brush her teeth. So what? I mean, it happens. Like, you on a rush and you forget. Like, she don't know. Like I wasn't tripping about it, but again, humiliation.
I think the mother wanted you.
Yeah.
And so she was trying to run
you
off
think?
her
Of
daughter.
course. This is what
That's
she
what
said
I
to
like.
me
Yeah.
one day. I
That's the
came to
kind,
help
yeah.
her, and she said,
What?
"If you wasn't so young, I'll have you." I never told her daughter that though. I never told her daughter that. Never. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna keep that with me, but I don't want you, lady. But I see where.
So that's the question for the
Lie
table.
about it.
Do you
like to
tell?
party. You don't.
If the mother or the father hits
mother
on you, do
nobody.
you tell your
with you,
person?
I don't want you. With you. Remember that?
It depends how serious y'all want to be. Like, if y'all want to get married, yes. If you just like dating and it may not work, no.
It depends on how the mom's pressing me. Like, if she doing a little too much, I'm like, oh, you gotta talk to your mom.
Be like,
she
she's
like, oh, yeah, she tripping. She sending me some weird skit. There you go, right?
That's cray. Lori hit nothing.
No.
What's so crazy? She
No,
became my mom's best friend, and my mom still asks about her from time to time. How's Miss Cheryl? How's she doing? I'm like,
Wow. That's crazy. Crazy.
What you think, Jada?
Well, for me, I think girls like reassurance. We like reassurance, but I've never been in that situation before. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I would communicate that situation. Hopefully, that would never happen to me. Yeah,
would
so
you keep communication with them if you got embarrassed like that? Would you
I'll probably just fall back a little bit, but if I really cared about the person, I'm gonna still keep them around.
I have an embarrassing story to tell.
What?
I do.
Go ahead.
You
Me?
might have a couple yourself.
I probably do. I don't know if I'm going to share at this table, but
Yes, I'm gonna share the PG version.
this involves me. How you gonna tell my story?
She was there.
Dorian, did I say anything about including her in any
Oh.
shape, fashion, or form?
I just want to hear the story.
I know
I just want to hear the story.
I got the closet. I'm pushing on that closet door. These bones trying to fall out.
Okay, when you tell me when keeping it real go wrong, when keeping it real. Remember that for Dave Chappelle?
Yeah.
When keeping it real goes wrong, you're on the Real Deal Holyfield. This is for Real Deal Holyfield, or you already.
You might know this story. That's
You
why.
might know the
I
story.
might.
Right? So there was this dude, my mama could be a cold piece. I got a friend, they always say that. You can go to the prom, right? So this dude asked me to go to
Gosh, you already know.
I already know. I'm gonna record
That's a
it.
good one. That's a good story there.
She's like, I gotta record this.
I gotta write it down. I gotta catalog this one here. This is going on the record book. 'Cause
There you go.
I don't usually open up on the show, do I, y'all? I told y'all 22 was our year, y'all. 22 is to get down. Get down, get down. So I'm gonna tell y'all the story. Tell you a little story of it.
Want to hear it? Here,
tell
tell.
you. Okay. I know I can't believe I'm telling it because the kids ain't gonna believe I'm telling it either. Anyway, y'all, so this is a story. My mama had said that the boy had asked me if I could go to the prom, right? For Real Deal Holyfield, can you go to the prom? And so I was like, oh, okay. My mama said I could go to the prom. I asked my mama said, yes, you could go. We started looking at dresses. Oh, Lord. I started getting dresses. The dude is getting his little tuxedo. Everything is ready. We finna go to the prom. Why 2 days before the prom? No. She started acting funny style. I'm not even kidding. The day before, when you start like getting your stuff together,
This junior senior prom.
this was his senior, my
His
junior.
senior.
I'm a
Okay.
junior, but it's his senior
Gotcha.
prom.
Okay.
That part. He was a basketball dude too, and he was like, yeah, king of the basketball kind of
Gotcha,
thing.
okay.
Right. Me,
Oh, he was a
I
smart
came
player.
in on Lori's ticket. I'm gonna just keep it 100. Right. I came in on Sissy ticket, Compton High. Right. And so. Lori Ray was really true. It's just the truth. My big sister, and I'm just saying it because she was my big sister. But she was a big thing in Compton High at that time.
Yeah.
Big star. You know, Lori went to directly from Compton High School directly to USC on a full academic scholarship. So
Nice.
she's a star to me. She's a rock star. So point is, and so like some of the guys that couldn't kick it with my sissy was like, oh, okay, little Jackie,
Gotcha.
right?
Yeah,
You see
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
So
no,
I
gotcha.
come in the gate, my stock like, woo. Then I end up being on the drill team, and so now I'm a cheerleader, right? Now basketball dude, right? So Jackie Ray going to the prom, boom. This is my mother. Where you think you go? just as smooth as silk, and you like, huh? I'm like, what? What do you mean? Where you think you going? I mean, like, and then it gets more aggressive. Like, where do you think you going? I'm like, I'm going to the prom.
Yeah.
Am I going to the prom? I don't know what's wrong with you. You ain't going nowhere. I don't know who told you you could tell that boy you going anywhere with him. You better call that boy and tell him you ain't going nowhere. And you're just like, oh my fucking God. She is not doing. She did that to me, and I had to call that boy and tell him I could not go. I couldn't go.
Why she didn't want you to go?
She just. Why did the cage bird sing, right? I don't even freaking know, God rest her soul. To this day, I don't even know why would she do that. But that then became a pattern of behavior, did it not, Sissy? So would you just ask that little bit of question about growing up in Compton with our mom and my mom? I mean, it was just, and there were several such type events to a point you just didn't even, then you felt sorry. You don't even want to get your dude caught up. You'd be like, you know what, don't even come over here. Don't look at me. Don't call me. Act like nothing. If you see me in the streets, if you see me with my mama, you don't know me. Mm-hmm. You don't know me. You ain't never seen me before. Because if you come up to me, I swear to God, I'm gonna act like I don't fucking know you. Yeah. I'm gonna be like, what? Remember that time? You remember that time? I'm gonna tell you another time, and I'm gonna turn it back over to the people. Junior high school. I went to Davis Junior High School in Compton. I was in the 8th grade. And I guess I was fast, according to her. But it was just one little boy. Because you know you can't have a boyfriend until you're 16. But it ain't no major boy. It's not like you're doing nothing major. It's just he's the one that bring you now laters to school. You know what I mean? And on the lunch break, get you your grilled cheese sandwich. That part. Then when guys cater to a gal, right? And he would like, maybe they would bring us grilled cheese sandwiches, and then you already knew, because then you have to stuff your Now-Laters in your socks. You can't take the candy back in school, so we stuff our Now-Laters in the socks, Bubblicious. You'd be like, ooh, who brought me the most candy? Gonna be the one you might give a kiss right on the playground.
Oh, no, nowadays it's gum.
Yeah, over gum. Gum was big commodity back in my day. Bubblicious went a long way at Dickinson Elementary School. Huh, Lord?
Quite far.
Did they go far for you?
It did. I wasn't so much a Bubblicious fan as I was a Now and Later girl.
A Now Later girl.
Apple.
Now.
That's my favorite.
What about you
I would
guys?
sit next to you on the bus if you brought Apple.
Mommy was a cold piece. What you think?
Those are understatements. My sister, to her credit, she's such a good girl. I just lied. I can't believe I said that out loud, but I would just lie. Yeah, and that's why I didn't want my girls to, because I know
have to go
all
through that,
the
right? Who
lies
wants
that I
that?
have told.
I know. Who wants that, right?
No, you don't want that.
So they used to buy us little grilled cheese sandwiches, and you're just like, okay, he's cute. I see him at school, and that's really it.
Because there's a prison on Arbutus Street. You cannot get out of the house. You're just in there.
Lord Jesus, it was back to school night. And I used to call him, he would call me, right? And so his daddy, I'm going to just change a couple letters of the name, but the name was Ronnie for all intents and purposes. The little boy's name was Ronnie. And he was a junior. So there's Big Ronnie and Little Ronnie, right? So when I used to write, so when I would call his house, I'd be like, hello, man. First time, hello, may I speak to Ronnie? And this, man answered the phone, Big Ronnie or Little Ronnie. And I'm just like, Ronnie?
Right.
And then his dad, it's like, ha, ha, ha. He just made a joke of it, right? So every time I would call, when his daddy would answer the phone, me and his daddy would go through this banter of Little Ronnie, Big Ronnie. Again, now fast forwarding back to school night. So now it's back to school night, and I'm there with my mom, and then here comes Ronnie with his dad, and we just happen to cross paths in the courtyard. You already know, Jada. You're right,
Right.
And I'm like, Holy Mary, Mother of God, right? So I'm just like, that's that moment. Act like nothing. You don't fucking know. Don't look at me. Don't say nothing to me. My mama is right here. While Lonnie comes up to me. Hi, Jackie. Then his daddy turns around. Jackie.
I just blew up the spot immediately.
Blew it all the way up.
It's me, Big Ronnie. When you call the house, I'm just dead. My mama, I'm like, I want to die right now. She listen. So you think you call yourself got a boyfriend? So is this who you think is your boyfriend? I don't even want to say no more because then I have trauma, and then I would need Dr. Phil. But I'm just like, what is going on? Did you guys have that's Lord Rocka, how I my little story, how we survived with it.
That
Yeah.
was a quite
It was a real
embarrassing
story, was it
moment.
not?
It was very real.
I know. So she could be a very interesting, but I guess without her, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing, Sissy. So anyway,
Absolutely.
that was my story.
Yeah. That's
Go ahead,
crazy.
Sissy.
Wow. Going down memory lane. I have another question as we wait for our other panelists. We have another panelist, right? To play our game? Yeah. Okay. All right. I was watching. Did you guys ever watch this show? Oh, it was on Hulu. Soul of a Nation. Anybody see Soul of a Nation?
You got, what was it about?
It's about celebrating African Americans and African American culture, right? And I thought because of Black History Month, that might be really appropriate,
Nice.
right? Yeah. And so one of the questions, they had this thing called the kitchen table, and I found it really interesting. They asked this question: when was the moment that you knew and felt you were Black?
Interesting. Anybody want to
You
take
got
the
it?
challenge?
Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome, King. Give us your name.
My name is Richard.
Hello, Richard.
Hello, Richard.
Good evening.
I go by Richie.
All right.
All right, Richard.
What's happening, bro?
Thank you, sir.
Do you
wanna
remember
answer
the
that?
moment when you knew and felt that you were Black?
That's a good question. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I always knew and felt it.
Turn your mic, Richie. There you go.
I think that's like a forever thing living in Los Angeles. I think as soon as we, grew our consciousness, we were conscious of our skin tone and the differences of society, So I can't really remember a time. It was just more of when I think about it, it's like I always knew, and I always knew it was a difference.
What about you, King?
Born in LA, raised in Texas. Out here in LA, it was like really didn't necessarily see anything. Moved to Texas, and it was sort of like mom was driving. And when mom was driving and stuff like that, we, she hit in the corners, me and my twin, in the back seat. And dude kind of cross over or whatever like that or something like that. And then next thing you know, like mama moving something, like mama just moving around. And then he said like, boom, nigger, so he threw it out there. And then that was just one thing. At the same time, that just hit me, like in the sense like, okay, that's just one thing that happened. But then when it registered, it's like, even one time, like when I was 15, I was sitting up there and like I'm driving and stuff and like that, just cop get out the car and just had a gun on me, And he got the gun on me and the homeboys, and it's just like, and we was just balling, and we just went to 7-Up, got a little Gatorade or something like that, listening to the commercials. Get your Gatorade. That's what we did at the park balling. Got a Gatorade at 7-Up. Boom, boom, boom. Car wasn't perfect. I'm only 15. Popped the hood up. Next thing you know, we pull from there. Boom. Cop pull a gun out. Boom, boom. Put your hands up. So I'm like, man, boom, boom. I got my hands up. I'm like, get the gun on my face. And then he just like, and it's just pretty much telling me, oh, he thought we was gonna rob the spot. But however, like that's his story or whatever like that, and then went through that. But then it's just like that's another part where I felt like in a sense of knowing I was Black, but at the same time still didn't register. And when you get the whole like seeing it on the news and everything popping off and everything marching and everybody going on and everybody doing all that stuff for what they talking about, then that's when the register, I'm like, dang, I really could have died at that time. You know what I'm saying? All right. So that's when it registered in the sense of like, I have to say like when I noticed in the sense of that like I was Black, it was like, it wasn't necessarily like I could say even like at 21. But the crazy part about it is they show you roots at school when you like young, but it still don't register. But they letting you know what it is. You just not tapping into it. So you better tap into it, because a lot of people go through it. It don't register. And when it registers, then that's when you get on that whole nother level where you got to ID up and get on that level where like, oh, you know what? Now I can feel that change. You know, because it's not about what another person thinks. It's also about what you think also. So now it's your turn, sister.
I think it hit me when I was like probably in like elementary school. I was back and forth through public and private schools. And when I was in private school, I remember I was the only girl with my skin tone in the school picture, in the class picture. And yeah, I just knew that that's when I was black and I was different than every other student, because, you know, there was white, Caucasian, Mexican. I was the only black girl in the class photo. So that's when it hit me when I was black and I was different. And I'm proud of it.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, if I think about it, it would probably go all the way back to like preschool, like with the crayons, and wanting to like draw a picture of myself or something like that. And then just realizing like, you know, I gotta choose a different color than, you know, to kind of mimic my skin tone, and then just watching TV. And I have a distinct like memory of just like seeing like how the hair was different for me, just like wondering like why my hair doesn't look the way that the people's hair, like the young boys' hair, look on TV. And then as I got older, just like hearing like jokes. Like I remember like when I was in elementary school, one of the like the little Mexican kids that said like a joke about black people and made me mad. And I used to think, and I had to think like, why did that make me so mad? It's like, because I'm black. It's like, oh. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then of course there's different, there's, you know, I have just different reminders as I grow up that it's like, of course I'm black. Like for me, whether it's like police or whatever, just you know.
But you know, like that's like the fight, like it's like one thing, you know, like you black, but then at the same time, like I'm saying, like it don't register. Like it's like we didn't really know they was really killing in a sense, you know. It was like a fight, you know, yeah. But you know, because it is like the stuff that you go through, but it's like you didn't really know it's about the killing.
Yeah.
But that's the great thing. Like, yeah.
It is.
Just keep on living and you'll see change.
Because you have like you can realize that you black, but then you gotta understand like what it means to be black, like in America. Yeah.
I was really impressed that your emotion that you associated with realizing that you were black was that you were happy and you were proud. Right? That's a part of black joy, right? That's great. Yeah, I didn't know that. It is great. Well, I don't know. We're into our second hour here, which I think you've got some games for us, right, Laura Rock?
Yes, I do. So
all right.
Play Battle of the Sexes. Our guest couldn't make it. She's in the hospital, so.
Oh
no!
I'm so sorry. Didn't he?
No. Tracy.
I'm sorry. Jesus Christ. God bless him.
Yeah. So I guess we can do 2 on 2.
Absolutely, yeah. You got it, King Laura Rock. Do your thing. Go, boy. Do your thing. Do your
Prep the
thing.
game, Rashid, can we get the practice right after?
I've got some trivia questions, too. Oh, trivia. The first black radio show.
Do have it too. Like I do. That's the first one. I've never heard the disco version, Lord. Go, Rashid.
All right, Jada, we got you. We're representing. The ladies are representing.
Okay, that's what's up. Yes.
Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we're having great times at the Poetry of Justice show.
Absolutely.
We're going to be doing a Black History Month. Jada, we've got Russo Alonzo, we've got legendary Lloyd Ronka, we've got Mr. Goodwine.
We got our Battle of the Sexes game.
Battle of the Sexes.
There we go.
We're going to take it there. We're going to take it there.
Yes. Okay, so we're getting ready to play the Battle of the Sexes. So the first game we're gonna play is gonna be called Hard Words to Spell. So I will give you a word, and you have to spell it. Okay. Your partner has to help. He can help you spell it, and vice versa. You guys can get each other's help. Okay.
What's our team?
These two.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Team 1 and Team 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
What you wanted to join in?
No.
Okay. So
just balancing it out. It didn't work.
okay. So for each word, the timer would be. What do you want to do, Miss Lori? A minute.
You tell me, because last time I think I messed up. This guy said I gave him too much time.
You know
Okay.
you do too to
Too
get a
much
little
time.
extra time.
Okay. Oh, so it's one word, so we'll do 1 minute. You got a minute for each word. No.
A minute to spell a word? That's a lot. No. Okay.
30 seconds. All right, Miss Lori. 30 seconds.
Whatever. How much time would y'all like?
No, that could be like 5 minutes.
How long is the
What?
words?
We'll see. Here we
can't
go.
tell you, so
We can't
1
tell
minute
you.
or 30
Okay.
seconds?
So you'll get a
30
Let's
seconds. It's a
start with
word.
30.
Let's start with 30 seconds.
start with 30. Okay, that's fine. So you'll get a total of 5 words. Okay. So one team would go, and then the next team would go. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Right.
The first word for Jada and Huso Mansa is pronunciation. The word is pronunciation.
Enunciate, Lord. Enunciate. All right.
You on the timer, Miss Lori?
I got it.
Okay. 17 seconds.
What's the name of the word game?
Pronunciation.
Okay, 10
10.
seconds.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Your time is up.
Oh no. Okay, so
No.
no. So
No.
next group. So no. You know what? I that's very close. But the word is PRONUNCIATION.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I am
Yes.
screwed. I would have.
All right, next team.
Not
Let's do it.
You
Next team.
could not have won.
Next team.
Okay.
Y'all ready over there?
All right.
Okay.
Okay, that's all right, Team 1. It's okay.
Team
one.
two.
It's
Team two.
okay.
Here we go. I'm ready. Let me know when
Here
you're
we
ready,
go.
Miss
I'm
Lori.
ready. You tell
Okay, the word is burgundy.
Oh, okay.
Burgundy. Yeah. So, switch markers. Burgundy. Shit, you still on the clock.
The capital B. Got that one.
10 seconds.
Sounds good to me.
That's what I'm talking about.
The word is spelled. Here we go. The word is spelled BURGUNDY.
Oh, Team 2.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Let's go. Next team.
He said
Burgundy as in the color. Next team. Yeah, y'all up. Let me know when you're ready, Miss Lori.
I'm ready, Joe.
Okay.
Did you say the word?
Yeah. Okay, the word is handkerchief. Handkerchief is the word.
Handkerchief.
These are hard words to spell.
Handkerchief. I got that. If you're hankering for a hunk of cheese, man.
got 3 seconds.
How much time, Laura?
Oh, she got time.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up.
Time is up. Okay, the word is spelled HANDKCH. Handkerchief.
Say it
Yeah.
again, handkerchief.
Handkerchief.
Hand.
Yeah, hand.
Yes, indeed. Hand.
Yeah, like hand.
Handkerchief.
And then curve.
Yeah.
Well, it's fine. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Next team.
There we go.
Next
It's
team.
Okay. Next team.
Okay. Here we go.
Wow, these are some hard ones.
The word is for the second team broccoli.
Oh wow.
Broccoli is the word.
You know what I like B too. I've been trying to stay away from. We got the B again.
There you go. B is a good start.
You're on the clock. Remember, you're on the clock.
Dun, 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 dun. Rashid.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Woo! Right on time. Okay. So the word broccoli is spelled B-R-O-C-C-O-L-I. Got it. Let's go. They got one.
All right. Team 2.
They got one. They got one. They got one. They got one.
All right.
We got one over here. We got one over here.
Yeah. Okay, team 1. The word is nausea. Nausea. Yes, nausea.
Oh, nausea.
Mhm.
Where did you find these words?
Crazy.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wow. Okay, the word is spelled N-A-U-S-E-A. Let's go. Let's go.
All right.
Team 2. Team
1
2.
and
1, 1.
Okay. So the word for team 2 is maneuver. Maneuver is the word.
What maneuver could possibly be smoother?
Man.
Right.
New.
That's not right. Is this rocket science? Can you Google it?
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so the word maneuver
I'm already 2 times.
is spelled M-A-N-E-U-V-E-R.
If you would have switched the
You
E,
take out the other I and the other A. And the other.
Yeah, so the N at the end is
I'm a
E.
dumbass.
So you would just have to switch.
Bonafide dumbass.
Next word.
I haven't gotten one right yet.
3 seconds.
All right,
All
next
right.
one.
45. We go for 45.
So it's still tied 1 and 1.
Yes, still tied 1-1.
Okay. Here
Okay.
we go.
So the next word for team 1 is Milwaukee.
Oh my God.
Milwaukee. You're on the clock. You're on the clock.
Mill.
I think it's.
hey, no helping. No helping.
Damn it. Damn it. I'm a dumbass. I'm telling you right now.
Lord, let me see the clock. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Milwaukee. Milwaukee. Wow, I don't know what that is. Okay. Wow. I can just move on for that.
That says milky.
Hey,
That's what that says.
I tell you how it's spelled. It's spelled M-I-L-W-A-U-K-E-E.
I knew it. K-E-E.
Okay?
Low.
Okay.
K-E-Y.
Okay. Next word
That's
for
a
the next
tough one.
team. Woo, let's break this tie.
Rocket.
Woo. Next word for the team 2 is Cincinnati. Cincinnati. They're in the Super Bowl. They're in the Super Bowl.
A, B.
Oh, I know that, I think.
You're on the clock.
Come on, you're on the clock. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, Erase it. Go. Erase it.
All right.
He said erase it. Go.
Cincinnati. Okay. So Cincinnati is spelled C-I-N-C-I-N-N-A-T-I.
Can you have both ends at the very beginning?
Was it the T?
Can you use the 2 ends at the
It was no 2 T's at the end. It was 2 N's at the end.
There's 2 ends.
Can't make it up.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
2 ends, but it was 1 T.
Okay. Woo! Let's break this time. Next word for Team 1. The word is entrepreneur.
Oh, shucka mucka.
Entrepreneur. We all should want to be one. Entrepreneur.
We need spell check.
I always go spell check. That's what I was going to say. Thank God for the smartphone. The smartphone just made me a dumb ass.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's already wrong.
And what's so crazy? What's so crazy is that you hear these words all the time. You hear these. I'm not saying no words you don't hear all the time. Entrepreneur. Entrepreneur spelled
Popping up. Entrepreneur.
E. Hold on. Entrepreneur spelled E-N-T-R-E-P-R-E-N-E-U-R.
Mine said, I did it.
Next team.
Yeah, my goodness, finally got one right. Hey, okay, good to see you.
What's up, brother? All right, cool.
That's why I
All
said it
right,
was
so,
already wrong.
all right, well, you can join their team, my brother. You want to join in? Okay. We need a third.
Wait, me?
Yeah.
You join the third body? Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. I ain't no telling what's gonna happen now.
All right.
All right, yo. Give it up for Rashid gonna join y'all. Rashid, stepping from behind the board. Let's go, Rashid. Let's go. Brother Walter, so the game we're playing is hard words to spell. So I'll give the team a word and y'all decide how the word is gonna be spelled, okay? All right, so who's next? Who was next? Team 2?
Team 2, Rashid.
Team 2, okay. So the word is for Team 2.
How many points we got? 7?
1. The word is questionnaire. Questionnaire is the word. Okay, the word questionnaire. Were they on the phone?
Yeah, they got plenty of time.
Okay, so the word questionnaire is spelled Q-U-E-S-T-I-O-N-N-A-I-R-E.
2 ends.
That was close.
Good.
That was
really close.
These words
Really
we hear every day. I'm like, what?
Wow.
All right, let's go, Team 2. Let's go. Team 1. I'm sorry.
Team 1.
All right, so Team 1, your word is supersede.
Oh, wow.
Supersede. Okay, supersede is spelled S-U-P-E-R-S-E-D-E. One letter. Hey.
Wow.
Oh man.
That's crazy.
Oh wow. Okay. So the word for Team 2 would be conscious.
Oh,
the word is conscious.
I gotta write it in the show.
Conscious. How do you spell conscious?
Google.
Hey, oh no.
Uh-oh.
You know what? Go ahead. Cause I was thinking Rashid can't do all of them. You got somebody who ain't done it yet. Oh, you done it?
They've done it.
Okay, they all done it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Rashid. Rashid, we'll get. Can you hold on? Stop, Rashid. Can we give Rashid another 30 seconds?
Yeah. Okay.
Start over.
Starting now.
All right.
Go.
Conscious. That's right.
probably the only one I know.
Like, yeah, having
I don't
conscious.
even know that
Yeah.
one.
Okay, so conscious is spelled CONSCIENCE.
Team two's
Okay,
got
team
two.
two.
Like conscious.
Okay.
Yay, team two.
Okay. All right, here we go. All right. So, what time is it? Okay, at 7:30 we'll move on to the next game. Okay. So, oh yeah.
Jada said
So the word is Australia.
Ooh,
Australia.
You got one?
Australia.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
All right.
Australia is spelled AUSTRALIA.
Team one.
Let's go. Wow, we got a tie here. We got a break
tie
this time.
again.
Woo, geez.
It's a tough game, guys.
tough
Wow. Okay.
It's pretty tight.
Okay,
Last round?
here we go. Yeah, last round.
Well, wait a minute. That's team one.
Mhm.
Okay, team two.
Okay, so the word for team 2 will be connoisseur.
Ooh, I'm done.
Connoisseur.
I
have no
zero on the
idea.
thing.
Connoisseur.
Oh, conscious.
Connoisseur.
I used to know how to spell.
Spell
Before
check
I
has
became-
ruined us all.
Before I came a cannabis connoisseur, I used to Sleepy time.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
So connoisseur is spelled CONNOISSEUR.
Always something to trip you up at the end.
Yeah.
It's at the end. It's at
All
the
right.
end.
Team 1 has a chance to take it home.
Take it home.
Yep. This was the last
But
round.
they each have to get a chance, right?
They got one and they
Oh,
got
okay.
one. Yeah.
All right.
All right. So, okay. So the word is diarrhea.
Oh, wow.
Diarrhea is the word.
Oh, my God.
Look at Richie's face. He's like,
What in the hell
Diarrhea.
is happening here?
Huh?
Look at
Oh.
Jada. Jada like,
Yeah.
what?
She didn't know she was on the clock. So
we gotta start over
Yeah,
for
start
Jada.
over for Jada. She didn't know she was on the clock.
Oh, they need a new word.
Yeah, we need a new word. Get us a new word. Can you give us a new word?
Oh, new word. All right. New word. All right. The word is
Yeah, because they.
You started first.
already thinking that word.
okay. It's okay. The new word is Tennessee.
See, it's a better word.
I can go?
Yes.
That's not how to spell Tennessee either.
It's like Hennessy, right?
Whose phone?
She said it's like Hennessy, but with the T.
That's what I was saying. With a T. Henny with a T.
I'm
But
still
how you
one.
doing?
Sorry.
Let's put that on the board.
I got caught up.
happened?
No, I didn't give them their countdown, but we're fine.
Oh, my word.
Do we do it over?
No, I
Okay.
just didn't say 10,
Okay.
9, 8.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay, so Tennessee is spelled TENNESSEE.
Ah, it's the ones at the end I told you.
That's Tennessee.
At the end it gets you at the back.
Oh, now it's still a tie.
Yeah.
You want to break it one more time?
Yeah.
behind it too.
You want to break it one more time?
Yeah.
All right, let's break it.
Yeah,
Let's break it. Let's break it.
Wow.
All right, the next word for team 2 is parallel. Parallel.
Wow.
That was it. Wow, this is words y'all hear every day. I thought every word was it. I don't know. Oh, so parallel is spelled P-A-R-A-L-L-E-L.
That's right. All right, team 2.
Team 2.
Bravo. Bravo. Vive Nepal.
Your word would be particularly. Particularly.
Okay. Actually.
Particularly, this game is hard.
I think I could do that one. I almost know that. I almost know that one. And I'm embarrassed to read it.
Don't change it.
Yeah, right.
Particularly. Okay, so if they don't get this right, it's over. The game's over.
Right, it's over.
Okay, so particularly is spelled P-A-R-T-I-C-U-L-L-Y.
Let's go.
Congratulations, Team 2.
This has been Epic Night in Podcast Radio, ladies and
Okay.
gentlemen.
So,
Going
give
down
us a
episode.
5-minute intermission as we get ready for the next game, okay?
Woo, woo. Thank you, Rashid. Woohoo. Thank you so much, Jada. Uh-oh. Ding dong, ding dong. Are you guys having a good time tonight? Yeah? All right. Rashid, we just... you have fun, Rashid?
Have fun. Just,
Little something.
just coming into that game late. Like, I'm gonna get that late game substitution. I'm gonna get that 6-man of the year award right there.
Uh-oh. I see some intense things going on here between Lord Rocka and Lori G. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Tick tock.
Alright, so let's play some music.
Okay, well, you know what? I have some fun tidbits, guys. In the meantime, and in between times, right? I did some research today. We did some Black history research before the show, and Rashid and I were talking a little bit about the first Black radio show. Do you remember who that was, Rashid? Could you pull that up for us again?
Okay.
The very first Black radio show. So since we're here tonight, like, who was those trailblazers? Let's look to see. Who started it all out for us, Rashid? You know, I always give respect again to Mr. Kevin Nash. I just love his career.
Yeah, so the very first Black radio show.
Yes.
I believe it was called it was called the Negro Hour.
The Negro Hour. Look at it's good to know, Rich, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, in fact, the very first Black radio show was called the Negro Hour. The
All Negro Hour.
Which was on a white-owned radio station, WSBC, in Chicago on November 3rd, 1929. The radio program featured Black performers exclusively. The program hosted by former vaudeville performer Jack L. Cooper featured music, comedy, and serial dramas.
So what do you guys think about that? You know what I'm saying? I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nobody really gives a damn. I just thought I'd give a damn because we're doing radio. I just was like, what's the very first Black radio show? You know what I'm saying?
Do you know
That was good
when
too.
like the first white radio show was? Just
Yeah,
to
let's
see
look
how
that up.
long. it
Okay.
was.
Let's do
Or the first,
a compare and contrast. Was it called the All Caucasian Hour? I would be interested to know if it was called the All Caucasian Hour.
First white radio show, I believe that would be close to around the same time, but it was actually 1921.
So we were in 1929, right?
Yeah, that's not too bad.
From
That's
those
interesting.
time frames, particularly.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Listen to 8-year-old Betty White.
Like a crippled boy. What?
What are you doing, Rashid?
This is not my fault. This is Google. This is Google's fault. This is Google's
I
fault.
want to see how she played it.
Amos and Andy debuts on Chicago radio. It's
Wow.
interesting. Rockin' radio in the United States. So anyway, I thought that was a good little tidbit for us tonight. I think we also had the lady. She was the first Black lady in radio. What was her name? again?
Let's see. The first Black female radio host would be Mary D. Dudley.
Mary D. Dudley.
And that was in 1948. She was the first African American DJ.
That's interesting.
And so she launched her daily 15-minute show, Moving Around, on station WHOD in Homestead, Pennsylvania.
Only 15 minutes.
And look at us, guys. We've come a long way, right? I think so. I love it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love radio.
Yep, but we now actually have our first black radio owner.
Okay.
Surprise enough, it wasn't Stevie Wonder. It was
Right,
Jesse B. Blayton Sr.
Jesse B. Blayton Sr. Just tell us about him and then we'll get back to the game.
So Jesse B. Blayton Sr., if I go over here, we actually go into a bit of his history. So, let me scroll down a little bit, close that. Evasive. So Blayton was born December 6, 1897 in Fallis, Oklahoma, and studied at the Walton School of Chicago and the University of Chicago. He moved to Atlanta in 1922 and became Georgia's first African-American certified public accountant 6 years later.
Wow.
By 1940, Jesse B. St. Blayton Sr. had become a bank president and a professor at Atlanta University. In 1949, he purchased 1,000 watt station WERD Atlanta and hired his son Jesse Blayton Jr. as station manager. The younger Blayton hired radio veteran Jack Gibson to be an announcer and Ken Knight to be a program director. Word's Black Appeal format became an instant success with African American listeners. By 1951, Gibson, using the on-air name Jockey Jack, was Atlanta's most popular disc jockey. During the 1960s, the station shared building space with the Southern Christian Leadership Council and provided a platform for civil rights activists to make their voices heard.
Nice.
Look at us! We are doing the work, people.
Yes. Continuation. Remember I talked about that?
Yes.
Continuing greatness.
Legacy.
Legacy, yes. All right, let's get into our team so we can play Pictionary.
Now we're playing Pictionary.
You love Pictionary?
Yeah.
So we'll make her draw. We'll have Jada draw then.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
What, you want to be the person who draws on your team?
Sure.
Okay. Alrighty. Sweet home.
So she doesn't get the note.
Sweet. Oh no.
If she's drawing,
She doesn't get the notes. We need a person who's gonna feed the clues from team one. Who's so long?
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
So all right, cool. So Jada, Stan.
Which one is easier?
You want that one? Okay.
Yo, don't let her look at that. She can't look at that.
Alright. Jada.
Oh, she, you going with that thing?
Who's gonna draw? Thank you, Jada.
Just a one.
Yeah, it don't matter.
You gonna draw?
Yeah, we all gonna
Alright, Rich.
Can they both be up there? Just one
Go ahead,
person?
draw.
What you mean? As far as y'all?
What about Walter?
No, both of y'all be up. Yeah.
Wanna play Walter?
Both of y'all be up.
Alright, yes sir. Bless you. Alright.
No, only one person could be up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you gotta hand
So,
out
but
the clues.
yeah,
So
but
I
y'all gotta
gotta
hand out the
tell her?
clues and help her, you know,
Okay.
get it together.
Get it
So,
Alright,
together.
so I gotta
Yeah.
tell her what she's drawing.
yeah. Hold on.
This
Uh,
time.
On the first one?
Hmm?
The first one?
This
Yeah.
time.
is it time?
Because it has to be time.
Yeah, it has to be timed because
You want to give them, what, 2 minutes?
Yeah.
2 minutes to do all 5? Or what? 2 minutes to
A
work?
minute?
Definitely.
Yeah, let's go a minute.
A minute?
A minute.
Okay, a minute.
A minute to draw each word.
Explain.
Okay. So explain the rules of the game.
Okay, so this is what it is. You can't yell the word out. That's rule number 1. You have a minute for each word. If you don't get the word right, you got to move on to the next one. And whichever team gets the most words right or drawn on the board, that's who wins. Okay? All right, so we'll start with team 1. You ready, Miss Lorette?
I'm ready, yep. And go.
Alright, you know what a Krabby Patty is?
Yeah.
What is it? It's a,
Food.
but what kind of food?
A sandwich.
What kind of sandwich?
A burger.
Okay, yeah. What goes with a burger?
Cheese.
No, but like what do you eat with it?
Oh, bread.
Nah, you get burger and what?
Meat. Double.
Oh, burger and what? A burger and a large what?
Lettuce.
Nah, not on the burger. You eat it with the burger. It's like potatoes.
Oh. Oh, French fries.
Yeah.
I love
Draw,
that. You're so damn
Draw that.
Okay,
There you
cool.
go.
Yeah.
Woo.
All right, she got that one. All right,
Alright.
yeah. Move on to the next one. Hold on, give us a second.
And go.
All right, go.
Dang.
Alright, a princess kisses this and he turns into a prince.
Oh, a frog.
That's a frog. I mean, okay.
That was
Okay, yeah.
lily pad.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay.
No, all right. So move. Oh, ready for the timer? They're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Next word. Go.
All right, when you die, they put your body in a wooden box, but it's also called another word for coffin.
Talking about like in the wall, like.
Nah, it's another word for coffin.
40 seconds.
Can I rhyme like?
Yes, you can.
Rhymes with basket.
Casket.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, that was like using a extra man, like putting in the code right there. Yeah. Yeah. All right, move on to the next one. A lifeline and the code.
It's like it's your job. Their job is to go into space.
Oh, an astronaut.
I'm a computer astronaut.
All right, to the next word.
And astronauts take this into space. Like they ride this into space.
Oh, rocket.
Yeah.
Wow, hey,
That was good to be in there.
Wow, okay, good job.
Good job.
All right, team 2. In order for y'all to win, y'all gotta ace all of them. Just like them.
I can do it. You can do it. You can.
Let them know. Gloria, let us know when y'all ready with the time.
I'm ready. You guys ready? Give me first clue.
Okay, the Super Bowl is played on this.
Stadium?
No, more specific.
Field?
Yup.
Yeah, on the what's it called?
Football field.
There you go. Next one is
Lava spews out of
Volcano.
boom, boom, boom. Oh, come on, hit him with it, hit him with it.
it. Hit him with the Shrek and his
Donkey.
There you go. You feel me?
You've never watched Shrek?
Oh, you get you some bacon,
It's like a breakfast.
eggs, cheese, and put it on the.
Platter?
It's from England. It's like a bread.
Biscuit?
Oh, come on. It's the cousin of it.
It's bread. It's breakfast.
It got that the moon shape. It got the moon shape.
Croissant?
There you go.
Okay, so it's like Hershey's. It's like a Babe
Snickers.
Snickers. It's like a Kit Kat.
Bar?
Okay.
What kind?
Okay.
What kind?
Chocolate bar?
Okay.
Caramel chocolate bar?
No. Keep it sweet. What's sweet?
Sugar?
Okay. Kids love it.
Candy?
Okay, now put it together.
Candy bar.
Hey! Let's go. Let's go.
Did they get them all five?
Yeah, they got all 5. We need a tiebreaker.
Of course we gonna get them.
Tiebreaker a little different. Okay. So I'm thinking what we do is we give the word to whoever's drawing. And the person has to draw the picture.
And they have to
get
Wow, beautiful. Okay, so let me get the drawers outside, please.
Whoever's gonna draw.
I think I draw.
And you have to
What's
What's going to happen? I don't know.
I seen the way she was drawing.
You can be eating this shit. I gotta see this. Wow, no more working. I'm done working. Rashid is the running man. She's the running man. Okay, so you have to draw. You have 1 minute to draw.
Don't work. It's easy.
And she can't get us no hints.
She can't say any word. Jada, you can't talk it off.
Oh, she can't talk at all?
No, you gotta draw your
I could say a clue.
But can she nod her
Let
head?
them give
Can she nod her head or something?
I just can't say the word.
Yeah. Okay, you can give clues with no word.
Okay.
You can't say the
But
word.
no
Thank
rhyme
you.
like.
Thank you.
No, yeah, no rhyme
like.
like.
No rhyme like. No rhyme
Yeah,
No rhyme
no rhyme like.
Okay, how long do they got?
1 minute.
1 minute.
1 minute. Okay.
How many clues?
That's up to y'all.
your
That's up to your
drawer.
team.
Just 2. I think you should just be like 2 clues.
Nah, as many clues as y'all need to get it right. All right, let's go. Start with
Okay,
team
you
one.
ready? You got to draw. All right, here we go. Go.
Okay, so this is where people stay.
Motel, hotel.
Wow.
Ah, that was pretty good. I don't think you should give clues. But anyway, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. No clues. You guys can have clues. After this one, yeah, if it's tied, then we'll do no clues.
Ready?
Ready? Go.
Yeah, that's good drawing, Rashid. Wow. Okay, so let's do.
Oh, they got it?
Yeah, they got it.
Oh, okay.
Let's go.
Wow, okay. This time, no clues, no words.
Like,
Complete silence.
that look like a sword to me. Where the sword at?
When you put the slant,
You got your work together? Okay. You can't say anything.
I can't say nothing. But this one, you guys.
Should I make the time?
Hey!
How about if she not in?
This one what? This one
Non-verbal.
what?
What was that? You said this one what?
Disqualification.
This one should be easy.
Nah, she's disqualified.
That's almost like a
Okay, you ready? And go.
You trying to say common sense. It's common sense.
Now she can't talk, so you guys gotta look at the drawing.
Balloon.
What?
Basketball. Waffle.
Well, what is it?
Okay. A tennis
Woo!
racket.
Oh, you got it! All right.
That was good.
That was it.
That was good.
Good
That was
draw, good
Miss
draw.
Taylor.
Good draw, girl.
That's right. You know when you're ready, Rashid.
Ready.
Okay, go.
A big rig, an 18 wheeler. A haunted house.
A radio. Big.
What is he writing?
The
What's happening?
A barn. Bro.
A barn.
The house.
The house that Jack
A
built.
farm. Plantation. Come on.
What did you say, Richie?
Oh, a warehouse.
Oh my God.
9, 8,
Train.
7,
A truck on the freeway.
A truck.
5, 4, 3,
A pallet.
Big rig on the
2,
freeway.
Pallet jack.
1.
Final answers?
Oh, a warehouse. The truck is backing up to the landing.
No.
Dead presidents.
Yeah.
What was it?
What was it?
Gas station.
Ah! That was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, just the pump thing.
That's what we'll do a player on.
That was good.
So thank you everyone for tuning in. That concludes our game of Battle of the Sexes. We see y'all next week with the same games and the same topic.
That's hard to draw.
I already did the pump thing.
Yeah, take a look.
Oh.
That's what I drew.
So, Ms. Lori, what do we have for our winners?
I drew the line.
Oh,
we got it
Oh, okay.
No!
It wasn't time.
No, it was like whoever gets the one right wins.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, they won the last game.
Right. So we won the first game, and then they won the second game.
No, that got eliminated. It got like
You guys are getting
the
wild.
first team to score wins.
It's hot in hot, gentlemen.
It is.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know, right? Did you have a good
Come on
time?
now, frying pan compared to gas station.
Tennis racket.
The tennis racket was awesome.
Yeah.
I was
Okay, fair
struggling. Was you struggling?
I was struggling. Those were hard.
And those words. Let's talk about those words. My goodness gracious. Jeez, McGee.
I mean, they're common words, but it's like, you know, the
Those words
spelling
are
of
really
them.
hard.
Pressure. Yeah.
It's really hard when you're under pressure because you gotta try to think of it.
I would say the time was a little short, but you know.
Y'all pulled it off.
Yeah.
Well, I think you all did wonderful.
Thank
wonderful,
you.
right?
Yeah?
You did wonderful.
Well, as we continue to hang out and to prepare for our, you know how you take a flight and you got to get ready to come on in because you done made, oh my God, you made your landing, right? So we're going to get ready to disembark. But what I was thinking about is when you think of the word Black legacy, the phrase Black legacy, let's just all go around as a panel and just say, what is Black legacy to you? I'd like to start with you, Rich. Black legacy, King. When you think of that, let's just, okay, we can all let it marinate for a couple seconds. Let's just say it again. Black legacy. Black legacy. When you think of Black legacy right now in this moment, because that's everything and all that we have is this very moment right now, what does that mean to you, Whoso Manza King? Black legacy.
Off the top of the head, it just means what's being passed down to the future generations, whether good or bad. Our history, our music, our religions, our businesses, our houses, our homes, just everything that makes a society. And that's what Black legacy means to me.
I love that.
And how we can keep passing those things down to each other.
Yes, greatness. Yes, Queen. How you doing?
Black legacy means to me that, we're giving back not only to our children, but to other people who don't have as much opportunity as, other people. Educating each other, looking out for each other and making sure that we're all good and not for ourselves.
I love that. Yes, King.
Yeah, when I think about Black legacy, I think about purpose is something that can be handed down, but it needs to make an impact. I don't think you cannot have legacy without making an impact. So I think about making a positive impact for the most part, and something you can hand down.
Thank you so much. Yes, sir. Black legacy.
I think Black legacy is I think it's a rainbow. Really, I think it's the true rainbow. I think it's because it's a different color, and when the blacks was out there on the field, that's all they had was a rainbow, and it's a different color, and they had to see life in a different way, and the way it is for that man ain't the same way for me, So knowing I could have died at a young age, was like that is like in a sense of still living. And still be able to do what I can and to leave something to my children, but to leave something that strengthens another person, that's the legacy. Because you can, as long as you can leave something behind to someone, you can't take it with you, but you can drop it off.
I love that. That's good. King. Yes, sir. You can turn it to you. Take control of it. Yes, sir.
All right, yeah. So when I think of like the word legacy, I think of maybe like a tradition, story, the overall. So, we want to, when I think about Black legacy, I think about, honoring all the bad, but definitely honoring all the good as well. All the hardships is what got us here today. Made us so strong, made us so intelligent, wanting to go for it so hard as we do. In this room, there's some who don't. But overall, but the legacy is just honoring that and improving upon it, so that the future generations can have an even better legacy.
Yes, I agree. What about you, Rashid? Did you want to talk on Black legacy?
I mean, Black legacy would just be, like, even if it's not your kid, like, just leave something behind for the next generation to actually follow up on, to actually build upon that, to actually improve that. Just leave something memorable that leaves an impression in which they can further that.
Yes.
That's all.
Thank you so much, Lori G. Black legacy queen.
I was thinking about that as we went around the room. I think when I think of Black legacy, two things come to mind for me. First is pride, right? It's being proud of the decisions you make, of the pathways you follow, but also reaching back and bringing people forward, right? And then I think the other part of legacy that comes to mind is making an impact, right? Sharing that with others, telling our stories, right? At least for me. I know we talked earlier about Whoopi and Judaism and all of those things, but one thing that I think individuals do is they don't let you forget about the Holocaust, right? They tell those stories generationally as to what Hitler did to decimate over 6 million people. We've got to learn to tell our stories, and that's a part of our legacy, right? If you remember where you were, you can never go back there, right? Because we all know what that is. So oftentimes when I hear people talk about legacy, it's equated to wealth, right? But it's not just about wealth. I think it's also about pride. It's about embracing where we've come from, where we've been, right? And that we're sharing that story so that the next generation behind us puts on their legacy and they move it forward.
Oh, we just love that.
Yeah. What about you, Sissy?
Black legacy. I just think about excellence. I think about greatness. And I think about the fact, like what we say, we just always have to just go the extra mile. And I shouldn't say always, but we do. You know, I'm thinking particularly just, for instance, you know, just going, I'm looking at the time, just chop it up a little bit. I think of Malcolm X. I think of Muhammad Ali. I think particularly of him. He has always helped me in my life, in my journey, through very difficult times. You know, I always look at the fact that he told everybody what he was, right? We didn't sit back and wait for someone to say, oh, you're good, you're the greatest. No. And that just, you know, resonated with me for years. It's been resonating with me. Almost 3 decades. I'm the greatest. And if I don't tell you who and what I am, then who else is going to tell you who and what you are? So I think of him mostly for that in and of itself, you know, because if you speak it, and then now as I've grown as a human being and knowing about the power of words and Jesus Christ and the Holy Ghost and some things that I choose to believe in, and the power of words and you manifesting things to yourself. You know, if you say I'm the greatest, then I'm the greatest, and then people start saying he's the greatest, even if whether it was in turmoil, you know, because you know he had white people coming against him, like who does he think he is, and you know he's full of himself and so on and so forth. But in particular, before I let this show ride, the most powerful thing of him for me is his fight with George Foreman, particularly when his wife at the time didn't believe that he was going to be able to win. And a lot of fans at the time who he thought was his fans, they didn't think he was going to win. They just thought Foreman's too big. He's just too big. Ali is getting older. Foreman's going to kill him. Well, most importantly for me is watching him during that fight. And when he's, what they call it obviously the rope-a-dope style, and the Ali Boumaier, when he's on those ropes, and he's just taking them, and he's taking it, and Foreman is just woo, woo, woo. And there's a moment, you guys watch the clip, and even the one when Will Smith does it, and there's a moment in Ali's face, and you see him, it clicks, everything just clicks, and he's like, I'm about to, you see it, and then he goes into town, and then he comes to left, boom, boom, boom. Foreman is over. He's over. It's over. He knocks him out. You know what I'm saying? But he used this, right? I'm going to just let this fool just tire himself out, right? Just tire himself out and watch the whole world think that you can't win. And just those one woman, just that, it just took the power, right? Just the thought, the power of his brain. I can go on and on to the break of dawn, but that's Black legacy to me, because those things I carry with me, and I'm blessed to be able to give it to you and to all of those who's listening to us on this airwaves tonight. There's so much more for us to do. We've got the whole month, but we got the whole world here on the Poetry of Justice show with Lori Ray Fisher. You got Rashid, you got Jackie Ray, you got Laura Rock, and I've got you wonderful people. So be here next week. Think about your legacy stories, and when we come back here next week, we're going to come back even stronger, educating even more people. So just tell everybody what we got going on out here on Saturday nights, and that's it. That's it.
Thank you guys so much.
That's it.
Cool.